Hey guys, welcome back to Rachel Reads. My name is Rachel and I like to read and write Christian fiction. And today we are doing the Winter Essentials book tag. I saw this on Amanda's video from Book Lover Amanda, so I will be linking that down below. And let's just go ahead and get started with these prompts and I'll go ahead and answer them. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the first question. Crackling Fire. Who is your favorite cold character who warmed up towards the end? And for this, I am going to say that it would be Caleb from The Deadly Shallows by Danny Petrie. And the only reason I say that is because book 2 is my favorite, and he kind of liked someone in book 2, but he gets a second chance in the subplot of this book, and you kind of warm up to him, and he's a really good character, and I ended up liking him a lot more than when I first heard about him, so I would definitely say Caleb from The Deadly Shallows. Number 2 is Snowflakes. What is a book that was full of unique characters? And for this, I'm going to say A Captive of Wing and Feather by Melanie Sellier, because the whole cast of characters is unique, but also the fact that it is a Swan Lake retelling, so if that gives you any clue about the crazy cast of characters, it's pretty much about that, and I loved all the characters, and it was so fun to see the interactions, so I would say that book. Number 3 is Gingerbread Family. Which fictional family would you want to be a part of? And for this, I'm going to say the McKenna family, which is part of the Alaskan Courage series, also by Danny Petrie. I love this series. This is the first series I read by her, and I love the cast of characters. The whole family was super sweet, and they're just kind of like a family you'd want to be part of and you'd want to hang out with because they're so fun and adventurous. They scuba dive, they ski, there's like the sled dogs, there's mountain climbing. It's a whole crazy thing, and I would love to be a part of that family. Question 4 is Blizzard. What is a book that had you confused the whole time? And for this, I chose The Memory Thief by Lauren Manzi. I read this sometime in the middle of 2022, and I love this book. It was super enjoyable, but some of the twists and turns were a little confusing to follow, and it was such a fast-paced book that I enjoyed, but there was just a lot of twists and turns and all that. I still would recommend it, but just know that there's a very big type plot. Gift giving. What was the last book you were gifted? And for this, it is the Ravenwood Saga by Morgan L. Bussey. I love this trilogy so much. I'm currently rereading it, and I am on the last book. So I love the series, and I love Celine, I love Damien, I love this whole realm and all the crazy things that happen, like all the wars and all that stuff. So this was the last book I was gifted. Question 6, Snowball. What is the biggest book you've ever read? And that would be Resistance by J.L. Knight. I've only read the first book in the series because my library does not carry the rest of the books, but that was the biggest book I've ever read. I loved it so much. I love Jason Kieran. They were amazing characters, and I love this story, and I would love to finish it. So, Resistance by J.L. Knight. Question 7, Wrapping Paper. What is your most beat up book? And for this, I'm going with Nancy Drew, The Case of the Floating Crime. And if you can't tell, it's pretty beat up because the cover is off, and also in the back, the whole like back part is cut off. I don't know how well you can see that, but this book is in pieces. So this is my most beat up book. Question 8 is Christmas Lights. What is a book you own that has many colors on the cover? And for one of them, I chose Life Just Got Real by Sadie Robertson. It has the yellows and the blue and the pink. It has so many colors, and I think the colors also play in a little bit into the storyline. So it's just a really pretty cover with lots and lots of colors. And I also know the alternative cover has a lot of colors on it too. And I also picked a second book, and that is Wistress by Nadine Brandes. I did see Amanda use this for this answer, so I am kind of taking it from her. But just look at the cover. I mean, it's orange, it's blue, it's purple, there's white, there's a little bit of red and yellow. I mean, there are so many colors, there's so much going on, and I love this book, and I highly recommend it if you haven't read it yet. So, Lustrous. Question 9, Ice Skating. What is a book that had a plot that was all over the place? So for this, I am choosing Fortress of Snow by Melanie Dickerson, and I love this book. I gave it 4 stars, but the plot line was kind of crazy because the beginning starts off like on like a lower note, and then something happens. So Maisie runs away, but then a few years pass by, and then the characters come back, but then there's just a lot going on, and it's a lot to follow, and there's like subplots, and then it kind of feels like those subplots have subplots. But it's a good book, it's just a lot to follow. But Fortress of Snow. Question 10, Christmas Tree. Who's your favorite character of all time? And it was hard to pick because I love a lot of characters. There are just some that are like my absolute favorite. But for this, I chose Parvin from A Time to Die by Nadine Brandes. I absolutely love this series. Parvin is one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite. She is such a good character. She is very inspiring. Her faith story is really big, and you learn a lot from it. I think it's just so interesting that she has such a great faith growth, and you see the others around her, and she's just a great character. She's very real, and it's very understandable. So, A Time to Die. And then the last question is The Star. What's a book you look forward to reading each year? And I do typically reread books at least once a year. It just depends if I get them, if I buy the book and want to reread it. It just kind of depends. But I don't always do rereading because I like new stories. But for this, I chose A Midnight Dance by Joanna Davidson Politano. I could reread this book so much. I love the characters, and I love the storyline. I love Ella and Jack. And it's just a great story with so much faith content, and I think it's such a great series, and I could reread this almost all the time. I love this story, and if you haven't read it, you really need to. It's really good. So the last prompt is Snowball fight, and it's to tag people. I kind of tried to see who did the videos and who's been tagged, but I couldn't really find specific answers. So if you see this video and you want to do it, just go ahead and do it. But if I'm going to tag someone specific, I do want to say Alicia from For the Love of Christian Fiction. So Alicia, if you want to do this video, go ahead. Or if you're just watching this video, you can go ahead and do it because it's super fun. And I'll do my best to leave the questions in the comments. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Make sure you like and subscribe down below. I might be trying to do a writing video soon, just kind of explaining why I write and what I write, different things like that. I'm also going to be trying some more formatting of videos. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.